Today's video is going to show you my favorite scalping strategy for making money on these huge news movers in pre-market, and we're going to do it by watching some trades happen in real time. So ticker ELAB here, as you can see, is getting just a massive move right now. It's still only 8:26 in the morning. The market doesn't open for another hour plus. And as you can see from the alert that just went off, and now my screen starting to do this little green flash, the red candle here is beginning to align with our entrance condition for this scalping strategy. The screen keeps flashing green and not green because this is the price that the stock needs to close below. We're not going to enter until the close of this 5-minute candle. If it can close down here, we will be buying this candle. Alrighty, this candle closes now in 5 seconds. Our screen is still highlighted green, which means we will be entering the close of this candle. That little screen highlighting is just a great way to know going into the close of the candle, okay, you are actually going to buy this thing. The dip is large enough. And of course, we're going to get into the exact entrance and exit conditions of this strategy throughout this video. We've got a ton to cover in this video because I want to talk about obviously the strategy, and then I want to talk about that study that highlights your screen green, and then I want to build a scanner and even a scan column to help you find these setups. So a ton of stuff to cover. Let's start getting into it while watching this trade happen in real time. Currently we are green a little bit. Let's see where this candle ends up going from here. So one of the main reasons I love this strategy so much, it's so simple. The entrance condition is buy a red candle that is larger than the average volatility of the ticker on the 5-minute chart. So basically the thesis here is that if a stock gets a larger than normal dip, the next candle has a higher than 50% chance to be green. That's it. It's that easy. And we quantify this value because once again, obviously in system trading, you need a way to objectively quantify, like, okay, what is a large dip, right? If the red candle, if the distance between open and close on the red candle is larger than that of the ATR study, which stands for average true range, then we enter. So the ATR was 9 cents on this ticker ELAB going into this candle, and this candle dipped from $2.70 down to $2.51. Obviously that is larger than 9 cents. That is 19 cents. So the strategy entered at the close of the candle. That's it. That's the entire entrance condition. Once again, extremely simple. Now, there are some subjective nuances that I like to apply on top of the trading system as well to increase the win rate even more. Once again, we'll get into that after we exit this trade, because obviously the next thing we need to talk about is the exit condition of this strategy. Well, if the entrance condition was simple, then the exit condition is very simple. I'm not smart enough in English to come up with a synonym for bigger than simple that quickly, but the exit condition is simply sell the close of this candle. No matter what, sell the close of this candle. Remember, the thesis here is that if we get a large dip, the next candle has a higher than 50% chance to be green. So that's all we're looking for. All we're looking for is this candle to be green. All right, so this candle is about to close. It has closed, and our thesis was correct. We got a large red candle. The next candle was green. We entered at $2.51. We exited at $2.62. Did we break the bank with this trade? No, but it's a scalping strategy. Scalping strategies aren't meant to break the bank. You're not meant to really hit a home run on a scalping type strategy. And now, of course, the stock is pushing highs, but who cares? Listen, something you really need to get over in your trading, if you're a beginner trader watching this video, you have to stop, excuse my French, but I'm just going to say it. You have to stop giving a single shit what the stock does after you exit. All you can do to make something a good trade or a bad trade is to either follow or not follow the entrance and exit conditions of your strategy that you have proven to be profitable. That part also very important. You can't just follow the rules of a strategy that you have no idea if it's profitable or not. But once you've completed all your back testing, you've done all the busy work, all the hard work that you need to do to prove a strategy works, all you do is get in where you're supposed to, get out where you're supposed to, then who cares? Anyway, let me stop ranting. Let's move on to the next part, which is the nuances of when you should be using this strategy. I stretched this up just to showcase we made 87 bucks in that trade. I mean, if you're trading a $2,000 account and that's just position size you put into this trade, you wouldn't be unhappy about $87 in 5 minutes, right? I mean, how long do you have to work at your job to make $87? You just did it in 5 minutes on a very small position size. We didn't break the bank, but you're not upset about it either, right? All right, so this trade absolutely was an A+ setup. This is what I look for to determine if I'm going to enter or not trades matching this strategy. Because the idea of just buying a large red candle, like, yes, it can work anywhere, but really, like, you sort of need to be careful with a couple of subjective rules as well. Number one, the stock needs to have heavy volume. Really, that's true for any strategy that I build, publish, and share. It needs to have good volume. Don't try to do this on really low volume crap. You're just not going to get the right fills. You're going to get stuck in positions, etc., etc. So make sure the stock is trading heavy volume. The candle before we entered traded 2.3 million shares of volume. So even though we're in pre-market, there will still be opportunities if you know how to find them, which is something else we're going to get into later in this video. Ton to cover today. But if you know how to find them, there is still very heavy volume opportunities in extended hours trading. Next, this stock was currently, like the candle before the dip, the stock broke out like a huge green breakout candle. That's what I look for. I want to find stocks with huge strength, and then I want to be buying the first red candle. That is my A+ technical setup. Let's look at another setup that happened this morning that, funnily enough, actually worked. The strategy still made money in this trade, but it is far from an A+ setup. So this is ticker LIMN, and the stock had been just coming down, and then gets a larger than average volatility red candle. Now, yes, once again, the strategy enters because it is larger than the average true range of the ticker on the 5-minute chart, and it worked. Look, I think that any setup with this strategy over a large enough sample size has a positive profitability factor. It's really up to your own risk tolerance and your own trading profit goals what types of setups you want to take. The setup that I described with the stock having a huge breakout on heavy volume and then getting that first red candle, that is the highest profit factor setup with this strategy. Those are the ones that I will personally target. If you are really trying to grind and really trying to make as much money as you can and have a little bit of a higher risk tolerance, which you need to have if your goal is to make a lot of money, unfortunately, that means that your risk tolerance is going to have to be up. It's just the way this game works. But if that's you, then maybe you do look to take every single setup that occurs. I just want you to know the difference between what is an A+ setup and not within this dip scalping strategy. All right, you can see my background is green. This candle closes in 2 seconds. That means that the strategy is indeed going to enter. Now, do I love this setup? It's not my favorite. These candles are all very wicky before it. It's not like this has just been an extremely strong, clean breakout with the first red candle. What I will tell you that I like, though, is the size of this red. This is a deep red candle versus the size of the move up. This is some nice, deep blood. I think that gives the probability of the next candle being green even a little extra boost. So the strategy has gone ahead and entered this trade at $1.40, 1,428 shares. Let's see where this candle goes. As you know now, we're going to sell wherever this candle closes. So in 5 minutes, we will be exiting this trade no matter what. That is a great way to manage your risk, by the way. I mean, a stock can only do so much in 5 minutes, right? I mean, never say never, but the timing of your trades like that, which is why a lot of people like to scalp, they don't like to be in open positions, works in and of itself as a risk management tool. So anyway, let's see where this trade goes. While we watch this trade, I just want to let you know that that green background color thing is actually something new that I've just added today, and it wasn't even my idea. Over in my Discord server, Mr. EV Trader, which shout out to you if you're watching this video, posted this link in the Coders Lounge channel of this code that turns the background color of your chart green if the Takashi buy is true. I helped him clean up his code a little bit, but still, it was his idea and I really appreciate it. And that's just part of what you get with this Discord server. This is actually a great transition into how you find these stocks to trade. Because of course, that may be the most important part of the strategy is the ability to find these names. Well, there are currently over 415 members in this Discord server. That's just a lot of people always watching and calling out the stocks that are moving. I called out ELAB right when it started. That was the first trade that you saw in this video. I also believe that I called out, here, IINN right when it started moving. That is the trade that you are watching now. There's just a lot of names, a lot of people, should I say, in this Discord server. That's a lot of eyes on the market calling out what is moving. It's just a great way to always be on top of what's moving as soon as it starts moving as well. The trade was green. It was starting to bounce before I clicked over to Discord and made that little clip. I was getting a little bit excited about it. It is down now, just 2 cents. I mean, it's not down a lot. The stock actually is sort of losing its volume here, so it's not that volatile right now. There's still 1 minute left in this candle. We'll see where it goes from here. But also, let's just continue that conversation about the Discord. So I publish all of these codes, including the one that you're seeing today, the Takashi strategy, and the scanner that we're going to build in today's video, and the study that turns your background green will both be uploaded to the website as well. Once again, the website is daytradingstrategies.net. If you're interested in accessing these codes alongside over 150 others, you can sign up for either a monthly plan or an annual plan. Obviously, the annual plan is going to save you some money over your next 12 months of access to every single code I will add to this website. But more importantly, signing up for the annual plan gets you lifetime access to that Discord server. So even if you decide to unsubscribe from my website, you don't want to pay anymore, that's fine. You're going to still stay in the Discord. I'm not going to remove you or anything like that. So if that sounds interesting to you, daytradingstrategies.net, linked in the description down below this video. Oh, and we did waste a minute talking about that, and we did end up getting out of this trade. And as you can see, sell the close of the next candle, right? No matter what. Yes, the candle was red. Go ahead and sell, get stopped out for a small loss. I actually don't have my floating P&L turned on. Let me turn this on. What did we lose in that trade? We were up $97. Now we're only up $54. Lost about $43 in that position. So between the two trades we've taken today, we're still up about $40. Not that bad. Actually, good, right? That's a good thing that you can make your green bigger than your wins. Or what am I saying? If you can make your wins bigger than your losses, you're doing okay, right? And returning subscribers to this YouTube channel will know I don't mind at all showing you all the losers of my strategies. I actually want to. I don't want you to think that, oh, I'm going to go sign up to daytradingstrategies.net and I'm going to download the Takashi strategy and it's this golden goose that never Of course, guys, there's still going to be a loser. The strategy has like a 55 to 60% win rate. It's not like every time there's a large dip, the next candle is green. Of course not. But if you can find a strategy that has even a 55% win rate, you can make a lot of money. Casinos, on the lines that make sense, there are some crazy lines, but like the pass line at the craps table, say, I think the casino has even a smaller than 55% win percentage on that line. Yet casinos make a shitload of money, right? All you need in this game is a very small edge, and a strategy like this provides you one. So once again, I don't hate showing you the losers in real time either. By the way, ticker ELAB, the stock that we did watch the live trade win on this morning, has entered again. Once again, and I showcase this to you to clarify, this is not an A+ setup. I actually have a perfect picture on the same chart of what is an A+ setup and what is not an A+ setup. Once again, because this was the first red candle after a very strong move to the upside, while this is a red candle after sort of the stock has already been drawing down. So we can still keep an eye on this, of course, and see what ends up happening with this trade. I just want to now show you this picture. Here, A plus setup, over there, not A plus setup. But it doesn't mean that this trade won't win. Once again, A plus setups just have a slightly higher profit factor, but it doesn't mean that this trade won't win. So let's see where it goes as we transition and begin to get into talking about the scanner. I want to be able to build a scanner and a custom scan column to help you find these stocks and these trade setups in real time within Thinkorswim. Well, this trade ended up closing before I could even get over and begin working on the scanner. Got out, it lost, I think it literally lost a penny. Got in at 251, out at 250. So a nothing burger trade, basically break even, lost 1 penny in your position. But this now, like, take a screenshot of this. I'll smile for you. This is your A plus setup. The trades, once again, if your goal is to only target the higher profit factor trades, this is what you should be targeting here. If your goal is to, sort of add some subjectivity on top of the trading system to avoid lower profitability trades, avoid trade setups like this one, because it's already, once again, already had its drawdown. So yes, another sort of loss, not even really a break-even trade, but just want you to burn this image into your mind for what works most and what doesn't work most with this very trading strategy. Actually, the first thing I need to do is I need to give you the source code for the study that turns your background green if the dip is larger than the current ATR. Once again, this code idea coming from Mr. EV Trader in my Discord. Also, so you don't have to try to read this and write it down yourself, I'll just copy and I'll paste this code block down in the description below this video. So to scroll down there and copy this code. And obviously, if you would like to have your screen turn green, you would create a new study here and paste that code in and run it on your chart. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to take that source code and we are going to hop on over into the scan tab and we're going to build a custom scan column that will update in real time and will turn green if any of the stocks on your scanner are currently getting a large red candle, one large enough that would align with this dip buying scalp strategy. So really run any of your Thinkorswim scanners. You would preferably want a scanner that is returning to you strong intraday stocks. I'm currently running my Premarket scanner, which shows you the largest gainers in Premarket, because of course it's currently Premarket. Now, if you don't have these kind of custom built Thinkorswim scans, that's a bad thing. You need to get some. Don't worry, I have over 40 or something available over on my website, including this Premarket scanner. Anyway, once you're running, once again, whatever type of scan that you like to run to find the types of stocks that you like to trade, now we need to create our custom column that, once again, live updating will show us in real time when the stock is on a dip, so we can go take advantage of this scalping strategy. To create a custom column in Thinkorswim, you're going to click on this cog icon to the far right of your header columns in your scan results, and then into customize. From your lookup a column block here, you're going to type in custom. Here you'll see something like custom 1 through 19. I've used a lot of mine, but I renamed one back to custom 1. Add it to your working set by double clicking. That will give you this scroll icon, which if you click into, we can hop into the ThinkScript editor and we can begin to get to work. Of course, the first step, very easy. Just paste in the code that you copied from the study, right? Now, unfortunately, it's not that easy, right? You'll see down here at the bottom of our code block an error message. At least one plot should be defined. In a custom column like this, there needs to be some data. The column needs to be referencing a value. It can't just turn the background color black like you can on your chart. Honestly, the way I would go about fixing this, I would simply change this define X. I would make it plot X. This is just going to whatever value this is spitting out, it's going to put that number in the code block. Honestly, that number doesn't matter at all. All we care about is if the background color is green. So that's the easiest way to fix it. Next, we're still not done. Next, we need to switch the time frame because currently and by default, we are running this code against the daily chart. So it'll highlight if the daily chart is on a large dip. That's not what we care about, of course, for the scalping strategy. Now, If you want to use this for more of a swing trading, whatever, sure, feel free, adjust this to whatever time frame you would like. But for our scalping strategy, I run it on the 5-minute chart. So of course, that is the data that I want to reference with this custom column. And obviously, I want to leave the include extended hours box checked so that this works in pre-market and after hours. Apply and okay. We should see now our custom column is loaded here on the far right. Once again, just giving you that sort of random value. Don't worry about the number. The number doesn't matter. If one of these stocks, now we're only 4 minutes from market open, but we'll take a look at another scanner after market open. Right now, there are currently no stocks dipping large enough on the 5 to have any of the backgrounds turning green. So we can't really test if it's working correctly. I'll come back when we can actually test if it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. I will just say this before I jump away. Notice that the values here are updating very quickly. The information in custom columns in Thinkorswim updates in real time, which is a very, very nice feature. And it's why custom columns are so powerful. As soon as a stock, once again, live and in real time, dips and has a larger dip than the average true range of the ticker itself, immediately this background will highlight green. So you will know immediately. All right, so the market has just opened. We got no dips large enough in that sort of last pre-market candle to find any setups. Don't worry, I have scanners from market open as well. Let's go ahead and load in all of these scanners you see, by the way, available on the website. Let's go ahead and load in my gappers scanner. This is going to show us any stocks that are up at least 20% on the day and currently trading heavy volume. So once again, these are the kinds of stocks that I might like to look for dips to scalp on. Actually, there's not a very large list this morning. Let's see. Let's give it a little watch here for the first 5-10 minutes. See if we do get any dips large enough that we can test whether this scanner is working as intended. All right, so I see here out of market open, ticker LIMN apparently is in fact dipping large enough for the Takashi strategy. Clicked over the chart quickly as the candle was about to close, and you in fact saw that the screen was being highlighted green. So the scanner is working in line with the study, and the strategy entered the close of the candle. So it's all working together now. You'll be able to see from your scanner which stocks are currently dipping. You go to that stock, you will be highlighted, hey, that is correct, by your green background. And obviously you will now see that the strategy has entered, and you'll see what size it has entered based off of what you have set your position size input to, which currently I have mine taking $2,000 positions. So at $3.28, it bought 607 shares. It's already getting a pretty nice bounce. And just to come full circle with this entire thing now, from scan to study to strategy, we can watch the close of this candle here in 5 seconds, and we got a really nice bounce. The strategy going into this trade was down $145. It's now down only 26, meaning you made $120 in that position with a $2,000 position size, and in the first 10 minutes of market open. Not a bad way to start your day. If you're interested in that strategy code, head on over to daytradingstrategies.net. If you're interested in the study and the scan column, remember, I gave you that code in today's video, and I will paste it down below in the description of this video. So you'll get those two things for free. If you want the actual strategy, yes, you have to sign up on my website, daytradingstrategies.net. Remember, if you join the annual plan at no extra cost, you will get lifetime access to the Discord. Come join the conversation. Currently, once again, over 415 members. I'm in there every single morning, so I'll talk to those of you that go get signed up. Hey, if you don't want to spend money, I hate spending money on things, Trey. I'm not going to spend money to better my future. Listen, I get it. Maybe you just can't afford it. I get it. I have a handful of free codes available on my website as well. And really, really free. You don't have to sign up for my newsletter. I don't want your credit card. You don't have to they're free. Just go click on the link and it will bring them up. Actually, let's go ahead and leverage one of these just to show you how easy it is. Every single one of the 150 plus codes on the site comes with one of these TOS share links. All you need to do is copy that URL, back within your Thinkorswim. Let me actually head out here to like the SPY. Wow, the market is bouncing this morning. Let's go to the SPY daily chart and let's get all these studies off just so you can see. Anyway, back within your Thinkorswim, go to setup in the top right, open shared item, paste in that link you copied, preview, and import. Just like that, in about 3 mouse clicks and in about 5 seconds, you can have any and all of the 150 plus codes imported from my website. Then you simply turn on your studies just as you would any others. You can access the strategies from here. You can load in the scanners just like you would load in any other scanner, as you saw me do in this very video. Anyway, run it, and just like that, you can have the codes from my website saved locally within your Thinkorswim. They're locally, once you import them, they're your code. You can even hop in and view and edit the source code if you would like. Like, even if you decide to unsubscribe from my website, you're not going to lose access to the codes. Nothing like that. Once you import them, they are yours. They're saved locally to your Thinkorswim account. So daytradingstrategies.net, once again, go to the link in the description down below this video. Go check out the free codes. Go read the reviews to help yourself make the decision. Sign up today and become a better trader immediately.